my name is Kimberly Gineston and I am from the Philippines. Welcome to my video report on climate smart rice cultivation for carbon neutrality, a Philippine case study. So this is my outline. First is nature and importance of the study, scope of the case, proposed mitigation measures, outcomes, conclusion, and references. Nature and importance of the study. The population of the Philippines exceed 100 million and expected to reach over 140 million by the year of 2040, according to PACE-A 2006. With increasing population, food consumption is expected to increase, leading to a higher demand for rice. So rice sativa, is a staple food in Asia, and it is the most important crop grown in the Philippines since it is an essential food for Filipinos. Rice cultivation is one of the largest contributors to agricultural greenhouse gas emission, primarily due to the methane emitted from flooded paddy fields and nitrous oxide from fertilizer use. The current challenges for carbon neutrality. Some farmers frequently struggle with adopting new technologies like Internet of Things and AI because of lack of knowledge to operate and technical expertise in advanced technologies that hold their potential for carbon neutrality and sustainable farm management. Additionally, farmers have financial constraints that hinder their adoption due to the high cost of low emission technologies and uncertainties in carbon credit markets. Without access to credit, farmers often struggle to afford essential inputs such as seeds and fertilizers, which further increase their production cost. Moreover, the limited institutional support also slow down the adoption of carbon neutrality. There are some opportunities for carbon neutrality. So stakeholder engagement, so experts and extensionists provide technical knowledge to widespread the adoption by training the farmers on sustainable method such as alternate wheating and drying or AWD and proper nutrient management that can benefit from low carbon production, which is the key to widespread the adoption. Moreover, improving awareness among smallholders farmer can transform rice system into both climate resilient and environmentally sustainable models. The objectives. So the case study aimed to number one is to assess the greenhouse gas emission from conventional rice cultivation practices. Second is identify and apply low carbon and sustainable farming practices that reduce emission. The third is to evaluate the potential of achieving carbon neutrality in rice production through improved water, fertilizer, and residue management. And fourth is to promote awareness of climate smart and environmentally friendly rice farming among Filipino farmers. So this is my mitigation measures. On carbon credit project for rice cultivation in the Philippines involve farmers adopting alternate wheating and drying, AWD technology, This is to reduce methane emission in rice cultivation through improved water management, with the resulting greenhouse gas reduction verified and sold as credit under program like Japan and Philippine Joint Crediting Mechanism or GCM. And climate smart practices on fertilizer management. This is farmers who adopt integrated fertilizer management using biochar and optimize nitrogen fertilizer application can earn carbon credits while reducing the reliance on improving efficiency of chemical fertilizers, thereby helping to mitigate and lower greenhouse gas emissions. So this is the outcomes on carbon footprint without innovation or technology. So the primary source of N is the application of fertilizers, and the production processes happens both under aerobic and anaerobic condition according to Islam et al. 2018. Methane and nitrous oxide are two widely recognized greenhouse gases. The global warming potential of methane and nitrous oxide are 27 to 30 times and 273 times that of carbon dioxide, respectively, in a lifespan of 100 years, according to Chauhan et al. 2017. When considering the relative impact of gas on global warming potential, the methane plus nitrous oxide equals the global warming potential. The vast majority of GWP is methane emission caused by continuous flooding on rice fields, according to Lindquist et al. 2012. So in summary, the greenhouse gas emission from rice cultivation is about 19% of the whole agricultural sector emission by estimation according to Zhang et al. 2022. Alright, so let's go to demonstration of the effectiveness of using carbon footprint and carbon credit in rice cultivation. So first, let us know what is carbon footprint in rice cultivation. So it is measures the total greenhouse gas emission like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide from all farming activities such as land preparation, fertilizer use, water management, and harvesting. Carbon credits or one carbon credit represent a 1 ton of carbon dioxide equivalent or reduce or remove from the atmosphere. So as we can see in the picture below, there's the aspect water management before conventional practice like continuous flooding, and after with carbon smart practice, implementing the alternate wetting and drying. So the effectiveness is the methane emission become low to 30 to 50%, and fertilizer use. So before conventional practice, so excessive urea application, and after implementing carbon smart practice, so there's site specific nutrient management. So the effectiveness is the nitrous oxide emission become low to 10 to 20%. So there's another sample computation or demonstration of effectiveness of using carbon footprint and carbon credit in rice cultivation. So there's a citation to Zhang et al. 2022 that the greenhouse gas emission from rice cultivation is about 19% of the whole agriculture sector emission. So given the greenhouse gas emission from rice cultivation is equivalent to 19% of the total agriculture sector emission. So let's assume that the total agriculture emission is 100% for easy reference. So let's compute the 19% share for rice cultivation. So there is 1,000 megagram of carbon dioxide equivalent to times 0.19 equals 190 milligrams of carbon dioxide equivalent per year. So the carbon footprint of rice cultivation is 190 milligrams carbon dioxide equivalent per year. So let's express it per hectare. So if the total area planted to rice is 20 hectare, then there is 190 divide 20 equals 9.5 megagrams of carbon dioxide equivalent per hectare per year. So this aligned with a typical baseline that Zhang et al. 2022 estimates that the rice cultivation is about 19% of the whole agriculture sector emission. So that's it. In conclusion, achieving carbon neutrality in rice production is both a challenge and opportunity for sustainable agriculture. Through the adoption of climate-smart practices such as alternate wheating and drying, the use of organic fertilizers, efficient nutrient management, and renewable energy, rice farmers can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. These efforts not only help mitigate climate change, but also enhance productivity and resource efficiency. Moreover, participation in carbon credit programs provides an added incentive, offering potential income while promoting environmental stewardship. Moving toward carbon neutral rice cultivation is therefore essential for ensuring our food security, economic resilience, and sustainable future for agriculture sector. Thank you.